because I was also told, and I also heard this growing up, that don't cry, and crying makes you appear weak. I was actually very curious to also know that where did it all start, because I don't know where it started. I think because it has been prevalent for so long, we don't know where it all started. But why we do it is probably the same reason that it appears weak. When you cry, you are basically sitting with your emotions and you're holding space for what you're feeling, but then you take your time to act on what's happening. Maybe as a society there's an urgency to fix things, and maybe that is where it's coming from, that hold it inside and just keep acting, keep going on. And crying does require some space and time to do that. Crying is a very natural body's response, right? It's a natural response, otherwise it would not be happening to everyone. If it was something that was so abnormal or so irrational, we won't cry. It wouldn't come out of us naturally and inherently whenever we're hurt or we're sad. So it is basically our body's mechanism to self-soothe, right? And it's a very natural thing. But as a society, as a culture, somehow we've received this message that crying makes you appear weak, or when you cry, you're weak, or you're not able to actually act on the situation. So I think there's a lot of narrative about why crying is wrong and why it shouldn't be done. Now, why it's bad and why it's wrong is because again, you're just suppressing something that's very natural. When you cry, many people say this, that when they cry they feel a release of emotions, they feel a release of energy, and it actually helps them, you know. So I think that those are the ones who have understood the importance of crying, and there are some people like myself who are not actually afraid of crying. And I also know that this is something that I've learned as an adult, because I was also told, and I also heard this growing up, that don't cry, and crying makes you appear weak. So this is what it is, basically a suppression. The emotions don't come out, they remain within us, and the release doesn't happen.